Howdy howdy y'all. So today I'm going to cover something that I haven't covered before on the channel. You might have noticed recently I started over the last few months covering the generally approachable Sudokus and like there are bonus ones for the month, and I figured I would just do the same thing with the pencil puzzles one. So yeah, with that said, we'll just get right into it. This is the stuff, I guess the 29th volume since these don't exactly follow a monthly thing like the Sudoku ones do. But yeah, alright, let's see. For this first one, place some walls in the grid, creating a path going from one gray cell to another, visiting every cell once. The path must go through every edge that doesn't have a wall, and the numbers show, I guess, just the total segments. Yeah, all wall segments for that edge. So, okay, let's just get right into it then. So let's see, the 6, first of all, is the first thing that catches my eye. These 3 then are guaranteed to make a continuous aligned segment of 6. I also know that, at least for the path, it's going to have to go through every corner like this. Let's see, for vertical ones, I can have, I'm going to need both of, let's see, I'm going to need this cell marked for one vertical group, right? And then, let's see, one here. Yeah, because, let's see. I could do something like this, potentially, but no matter how I organize the walls, these 2 are guaranteed to be walls. And, that's something I can pretty much only do because this is a 3-3. Like, the 3-2, I don't think I'll be able to do that because... Actually, no. I will be able to because of these 2 being guaranteed, so... Let's see. These 3 are guaranteed to be walls, and this is the mirror image. I can mark in those. And from that, I'm actually going to get... let's see, since the path has to go through every cell, these connect, so I get a wall here, which means I don't have a wall here. And that's going to give me a wall here, and I can get this, but also since I have one here, these 2 have to be connected. So I get this kind of pattern, and that at least gives me one of my 2 3s. I can do the same thing over here to get the other, to get this 3 guaranteed, and solve this. Okay. Let's see, for this 1, I could potentially have a 1 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, so these 3 are required, which is going to give me the 4th one as well. And I'm going to get this pattern for the walls, just pretty much using corners to remove potential wall segments, because that's pretty much, as far as I can see, the best way to solve this kind of puzzle. Let's see, the 6 now can only go at most 2 over this way, because this one can't have a wall, so it must extend 1 more over this way. And let's see, where else can I figure stuff out? Now we've hit a stumbling point. If I have a wall like this, I think that actually works completely fine thinking about it, so I'm not going to break anything there. I can't have a wall here, right, because then I'm going to get a loop. So this one must not have a wall. And, let's see. What else can I notice? Okay, so this half of the grid here is fairly cut off from what I can see, right? Because I currently have 3 lines going into it, and I know that, actually no, what I was going to talk about goes absolutely nowhere since this square here is a dead end anyways. Let's see. Actually, I can do a kind of logic here. This box here, right, since it doesn't have any of the gray squares in it, it must have an even number of entries and exits from it. It already has one. It needs to have one of these two up here, which means my 6 wall can't go like this. It must go at least one square over here. And using the thing I was just talking about, this box here, since it has a dead end, needs to have an odd number of entries, so it must have one here, which is going to give me this. And then I know that's a dead end. Since that's a dead end, there's walls on every other side. So that's going to start to give me a bit of a shape, since the other vertical one here is gone. Now I know that these ones all have to be connected, which, yeah, that's really going to start to help. Since I have part of a 2 here, everything that's not within 2 spaces of this can be vertically marked, and from here I can actually get this is the other part of the 2, which is going to give me my other dead end, the wall situation at least figured out for it. And I think a lot of this puzzle now is just going to be essentially marking in walls and keeping track of the vertical remaining 2 ones, because that's the only other piece of information given from the puzzle that I haven't actually used completely. And now I have used it completely, so yeah, at this point I think it is essentially just making sure I don't make a loop at the top here, and I think that should be it. I guess it doesn't auto-solve. It might not auto-solve, actually, but just looking at it, it looks right, so just scanning it to make sure I have the correct length for everything before I exit off of it, since, yeah, this one didn't seem to auto-complete. Oh, I forgot a wall here, so glad I checked that, but okay, that's one done, and we'll jump on to the next one now. Oh, I recognize this puzzle type I am not good at. So essentially what we're doing here is we have to use every single space in the grid to make all of the shapes given. The relative sizes of shapes aren't consistent, so like, let's see. First of all, I guess for this eye here, it can only go vertically and the square has to be included, so it must go at least one up. I actually real quick need to check if, okay, each clue is its own unique one, so these 2 verticals here won't be part of the same shape. Anyways, this 2 here must go vertical both ways, right, since the ends of it are horizontal. And the same thing with this 9 and 5 and 1. Actually, not the 1. 1s and 4s, not necessarily the case. Then for this 9, it has to go 2 more vertically. And, let's see. I'm not sure about the 2 or 5, because potentially they could do something like that on one of the 2 sides. This P has to go up at least 1. And let's look at this part down here. It has to go this way. And now, where can it connect to? Potentially the 5. It's either connecting to the 5 or the 9, right? Because this pie shape here, I don't think it can, because, let's see. I'm currently at the top row, and the pie has one line that reaches the highest point, and no other vertical areas that are off-centered. So, like, if this wasn't the top point, then it would have to be part of this line, right? But it can't be part of the line, because then it would need to have something going up, so this must be the top part of the pie, which means that this vertical part up here has to connect to either the 4 here or the 5. Yeah, it could potentially be the 5 with something like this. It can't be the 3, because then it would need to somehow reach this portion while maintaining the same verticality for the end of the line. So it's either the 5 or it's the 4 if it extends all the way up there. The other useful piece of information this tells me is that all the stuff on this side must be involved with the shape numbers 5 through 6 over here, right? Because 1 can't go over anymore. 4 it can't get up to this corner, right? Because if it doesn't go up, Well, I guess theoretically it could do something like that. So actually the 4 potentially could interact with this row specifically. But none of the other ones. This one can't, and this 3 can't for the same reasons it can't be up there. This P shape can't get up there either. Okay, I can actually mark these, and looking at this actually, I think this square over here can only connect to the P because it can't connect to the 14, and the other ones don't have anything ending in a vertical other than the 1, which also can't connect. So yet the P is something like this, which means that it could end here or it could extend all the way up to here. Not sure yet. Anyways, let's see. For this pie shape, it needs to go over at least 1 horizontally before it starts to go vertically down. And from there, it needs to go at least 1 more horizontally, and then like this. So it really only has 1 space of freedom before everything else would get completely forced in terms of like horizontal placement of things. So that's important to note. Let's see. If this 2 extends like this, I think it still actually could be completely fine, so I'm not going to think about that yet. Let's see. For this space up here, this space in the corner here, it can't be part of the 3, right? Because I can't fill all of these cells. It can't be part of either one. So it's either part of the 4, which is possible, I suppose, if it does something like this, maybe? So yeah, it could be part of the 4, it could be part of the 5, can't be part of the 9, I don't think. So yeah, let's see. Can it actually be part of the 4? That's an important question to ask. Let's see. Best case scenario, the 4 is shaped like this to give the pie shape the most space, but then what about these 3 cells up here? They can't get filled by anything anymore, right? Since the pie shape is going to cut off access to this square at least completely. Therefore, this one isn't connected to the 4, and it must be connected to the 5, which means the 5 is also going to take up these 2, and it needs to go at least 3 down from here, right? Because, actually maybe only 2 down, but it needs to go at least 2 down and connect over to this 5. So either like this, which is possible with the 3 here, which I should have marked this a while ago. Either way, the 3 I know goes down at least 1. Or it could be like this, I think, actually. Because of a shape like that. Oh, no, that doesn't actually. I think it does need to go down. Yeah, it does need to go down 2. Yeah, so it's going to need to go down all the way to here. Which means this 4 and both ones go down, which means the 4 has to go down again. The 3 goes like that. Let's see, the 4 actually has to go down a 3rd time, and then it's going to have to make this shape. Which, actually I don't like that. I think it has to be this, just to get a deterministic solution over here. But, yeah, at this point I'm doing that purely based off of trying to find something that gives an actual solution. So, I think that this is how the pie is intended to be shaped, and then the 9 is like this, I think. And the 6 can be something like that. That's not necessarily the bottom of it. But then what this allows for, let's see. I think the one has to extend 1 more down to make sure everything aligns up right, but, well, I thought this was the shape that I was going for. But clearly not, because I haven't gotten, oh wait, this is just not what a 2 should look like. Just kidding. Hang on. I need to fix some parts. It has to extend back and then over, which means, how do I want this to end actually? Since the 2 has to go like this, right? Unless the 2 extends up here and then we get this. And then the 5 is back to normal, and okay, there we go. Yeah, just this is part of the reason I find this one hard is because it's pretty much just trial and error at some point. But yeah, okay, let's move on to the next one. Filomeno. I think I remember how to do it, but yeah, let's just go into it. So yeah, essentially every region is going to be some orthogonal group of whatever the number is, and they can't touch each other like adjacent. So for instance, this 1 down here, I couldn't have another 1 over here. But if I, for like this 2, right, so you can combine 2 of the same numbered clue together. But yeah, okay. So from that, let's see, what can I logically do here? This 4 goes up at least 1. I'm going to get rid of that. Let's see, if this 4 were to go down here, this one wouldn't have anywhere to move. Therefore, it doesn't do that. So we can mark that in. And this 4 then has to go over at least once, since it can only go up once. If this 4 were to go down, then this 4 over here potentially still could actually be fine. So let's see. Get rid of both of those. Okay. What do I want to logically do now? Let's see. If this 4 were to go over to here, then I would get this shape for the other 4, which still seems fine, at least currently. Pretty sure it's probably going to involve the 4s making this puzzle solvable, but I'm just not currently at least seeing it. Just from scanning, and I'm pretty sure it's just it can't share an edge. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just they can't share an edge. It doesn't involve corners, which I was pretty sure of, but never hurts to check. But yeah, let's see. Where do I go from here, actually? If I don't have it going up, then this 4 has to go like this, which breaks this other 4, so it must go up at least once. And now if I bring this 4 up, then what do I get? I get this kind of shape, which is going to force a 1 where my cursor currently is, and that breaks. So this 4 actually doesn't get to go up and must therefore go down. And now if, let's see, if I were to block it from going that way, would have to go like this, which breaks the other. Actually, it has to just go down and over, or down and across like this. Either way, it breaks this 4 completely. So this one must go over once. And if it actually goes down just at all, then hang on, sorry, just killing a bug on my screen real quick. Sorry about that. Let's see, if this one ever actually goes down, then this 4 over here breaks. Therefore, it doesn't go down here at all, and this 4 now is forced to be like that, and it also can't go over, so this last 4 here can't go up because it would break this one. Now I know that one can't go down. That's a group of 2 there, and this 4 must go over at least once. This one has to go over and down just to fit, and it must go over for its last spot. So, okay. Now I can also solve that 2. Here I have potentially a 1. Could be bigger, actually, so I'm not going to keep that. This 4 over here must go like this. This one here has to be a minimum of 3, actually. Not sure currently how big it actually is, because it could be a like 6 or 7 potentially, so don't want to get too hasty with that. This 4 has to go over at least once, which means that 2 goes up, this 4 has to go up, and then this 4 can't go down because it would block off that one. This one can't go up again. This 4 over here has to go over at least twice, which is going to give me 3 going at least down once. Okay. And this square can't be part of either 4. Now then, let's see. Okay, so if this 5 can't go down, it's going to connect through all of these, which is going to block off this 4. Therefore, it has to be able to go down once, which means that this group here is in fact a 3 group, because if it was a 4, it would have to extend up 1, which would break, and if it was a 5, it would have to extend up 2, which would break because they just collide with other numbered areas with that size. This one over here has to be a 1 or something 3 or higher. I don't know which yet, so I'm not going to do anything with that, actually. Let's see. From here, the 5 could extend over to both of these. It could extend to neither of these and go up like that. I'm not actually sure yet, so I can't really do anything with that at the moment. If my 3 were to go down again, this would be a group of 4 here, but it can't be 4, so it'd have to be split. Can't be split into 2 groups of 2 because they're adjacent. Can't be split into 1 and 3 because this square would always be a 3, which will connect to this. So the 3 can't go down. And if this pathway is closed, then we're going to run into the same kind of issue where either this is a group of 4. Actually, this could be fine as a group of 4 thinking about it, because it could be a 1 here and then a line of 3 there, so I actually don't have that guaranteed yet. Okay. This one here, if this square extends downwards, it breaks, right? Because this has to either be a 1, in which case this is also 1, or it's part of a 2, which is adjacent to another 2. Therefore, this 4 extends down this way, which means I get 1 space of a 4 there. And that's going to give me more information down here. Let's see. What else can I do with this? This 4 actually is completely finishable looking at it, so you get that. Up here I need to have a group of 7. And actually, before I look at that, this 4 is also finished. If this 3 extends 1 over this way, then, hang on, let's see, there we go. Then I'd have a 1 and a 2 down here, but this 2 can see all of that, so this 3 must extend this way, in which case this is a 1, this is a 1, and over here is a 3, because I'd already looked at this scenario earlier. Okay, let's see. If this 3 can only extend downwards, it breaks. Therefore, it must extend up once, which means this remaining section is 7 cells long and must be all 7. So this 3 goes down once. If this 3 were to extend down once, it would break this one, so it can't do that. And then this 3 here still has 3 different possibilities for its shape, so I actually can't determine anything about it yet. Let's see. This square over here has to be a minimum of 3 because it can see 1 and 2, which is going to give me the shape of the 4 and also tell me that this is just part of a 3 group, which means this 5 has to extend over all of this area, and I get a 4 here, I get a 1 here. Let's see, if I have a 2 extending like this, then this is my 3 shape, and that clearly breaks up here, because it's either going to be 2 1s adjacent to each other or a 2 that's adjacent to this 2 group down here. So I instead get this, and looking at it, if I have the 3 do this shape, it breaks for the same reason, so the 3 must extend once over here. If it goes horizontal again, then this square is going to be part of a 2, which breaks, so it must go up, and that solves the puzzle. Okay. And I should, I guess, warn you now, I think this is going to be a bit of a larger video, considering that there are a total of 10 puzzles. Now we have heterocut, which I'll just open it and start explaining it while solving. Essentially, each region is going to be size 3 to 6. Borders with an arrow mean that the region that has on the left side of the arrow must be smaller than the one on the right side, and 2 squares separated by a border cannot be part of the same group. So, like, let's see. For instance, here this could be a minimum of 3, then a minimum of 4 here, minimum of 5 here, minimum of 6 here, but also the largest size is 6. which means I am guaranteed that this is a 6 region and that this region over here is a 3 region. One other thing to note that I forgot to mention is that you can't have two of the same shape region, rotated or reflected, whatever. So what that means is that for 3s, there's only 2 possible 3s just within the entire grid anyways, because one 3 I've already shown and the other one is shaped like that. So that's something important to keep in mind. And what that also tells me is that this is not part of a 3, which means it must be part of a 4, because then this is a 5 and this is a 6. I already have a 4L shape, so I'm going to instead have a 4 straight shape here. Okay, this is my other 3, right? Because 4, 5, 6. So I have not yet figured out. Actually, just looking at this, the 3 shape needs to be an L shape, so it's like that. And that gives me my 4, 5, and 6 shapes all figured out for that. This one here must be part of a 4, and then a 5 and a 6 for the other 2. Let's see, that means this 5 here can't extend down again because it would copy this shape, so it must extend over. And this 6 shape here, I'm not actually sure how that one extends yet. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that's the only rule. Yeah, I was pretty sure that you could have 2 regions of the same size adjacent. I just had to check, just to be safe. But yeah, okay. What 4 regions are left? I think it is. There's only 2 possible ones left. The 4 regions can be like this or like this. Pretty sure that's the only 2 left. Because I already have one like this, and I have the straight line and the L shape. So the only remaining 4 regions are a square or a T. And this one here clearly can't be a T because it would cut out that square from the grid, so it must be like that. And let's see. Here I have my 6 and 5 regions. Let's see then. This 5 region here now actually might be a bit trickier to figure out the shape of. Or maybe not trickier, it might actually become more clear. We'll see. Because at this point, maybe I just count the number of squares left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So there's 29 squares left. One thing of size 5 guaranteed over here. I think the rest of them have to be size 6 then, because it's 24. Yeah, because it's the only way you can make up 24 of a combination of 5s and 6s is with just a bunch of 6s. So this one here is the remaining 5, and everything else is part of a 6. So just gonna start pencil marking in potential guesses for the shape of the 6, because I feel like at this point that's something I could relatively easily figure out just looking at it. I think what I've currently done is wrong. So let's do something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is this a repeat shape from any other? I don't think that is. That's 3 unique ones. Oh, that's certainly a repeat there, actually, with this shape. So let's modify it a little. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one. This is actually a bit tricky to figure out what shape everything is, because it's just a bunch of 6s and 1 5 left. Pretty sure the 5 is going to be like this, though. Just scanning the 5s that have been used, it makes the most sense to me for filling out the grid. Actually, that specifically, does that work? Yeah, I think the one I had marked was correct. For some reason, these two I had put in my brain as the same shape, even though they're slightly different. So it's like this one's an L and then a smaller L, and that one's a smaller L and then an L, but you can't make one into the other by rotating or anything. And okay, let's jump on to the next group of puzzles, which essentially is the same grid, but like different solution. Oh, no. No, it's just 3 of the same type of puzzle. Or, it's the same puzzle grid, it's just you can set n to being a different number, and each one has a different solution, which I've never seen before. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see. Shade some cells. So all unshaded cells are orthogonally connected. No 2x2 areas completely unshaded. Black cells are shaded. White cells are unshaded. And all orthogonal groups of shaded cells have the same size. So I guess we'll start with all orthogonal shaded groups are size 2, which I think is going to probably be the easiest. Just considering that I can already guarantee that none of these connect, which is going to just give me a lot of the black ones figured out, and then I can get a lot more of them as I try and keep all the non-shaded cells connected while making sure there aren't any 2x2 grids anywhere. But yeah, let's see. And to make sure these connect, I have to get that kind of shape because this top area is already completely disconnected from the bottom otherwise. Let's see. I'm just gonna use black for a second. If I have one here, is this completely fine? I think it is. I think it might actually be the solution, looking at it. Let's see what happens if this isn't black, though. Oh yeah, if this isn't black, it breaks, so let's see. I'll just solve it then, and we'll jump on to the one where it's size 3. And for this one, I'm going to be able to get a lot less initial information just looking at it. I know neither of these can be, because if there was a black one there, it would make them groups of 4. So I get that. Yeah, the first one I think was just a lot easier than the remaining ones. If I have a gray cell or a unshaded here, then both of these will be unshaded, which breaks, so this one must be part of a black group. If I have a, let's see, I can't have, can I? No, I actually can't have a, I could have a black cell there. Let's see. I can run into the same issue if I don't have a black cell down here. So, yeah, that's something to note. If I have a black cell there, it completely breaks everything, so this one's not black. Which means that either these two or this one is black, shaded, I guess, technically, but either way I get this. If I have that one shaded, I get a 2x2 region filled up here, so I must have this shape, which is going to, I think that was a key insight at least to notice. Okay. So, if I don't have this square as a shaded square, then I'm going to get that, which breaks, so this one must be shaded, which means I get this kind of pattern here. Let's see. From here, if I have a shaded here, I'm going to get a disconnected area, so this one's not shaded, which means what? If I have a shaded cell here, it seems to work out completely fine actually, so I'm not gonna look at that yet. Okay. If I have a shaded cell going down, then I get this, which breaks, so I instead get that's just one group there. From here, let's see. If I have unshaded here, then I get something like this, which breaks. Therefore, I should have a shaded cell here. Can't have then a shaded cell. Let's see. What can I not have? Yeah, I can't have a shaded cell going down here because then I'll get a 2x2 group over there. And now, I either have a group of 3 shaded or just 1 shaded down. And both seem plausible. At the moment, at least. Here's the other thing, is that at this point I think I just see the solution, just scanning everything actually. No, I don't see the solution actually. I know that this breaks because then that's not going to be whatever 2 by 2. So what does that tell me? Is that this one doesn't go up here. Let's see. What does this do for me? Okay, so this does break, actually, getting the shaded one here, right? Because then this 2 by 2 here can't have shaded in it, because if it does, it'll be like that, and closing that one off, which means that's unshaded, which is going to give me most of the pattern. Let's see. If I don't have shaded here, then I need to have a shaded cell here, which breaks. So what that means is that this one is shaded, so neither of these can be, which gave me the solution. Okay. And now we will move on to doing it, but it's 4 long. Okay. This one I feel like is definitely going to be way trickier than the other 2 even were. I say that, but if this one's unshaded, or if this one's not shaded, we already lose, so I get that, which is going to also tell me that these 2 are unshaded. Similarly, if this one was unshaded, we'd get the same square. So actually this one might be a bit easier than the other ones, maybe? We'll see. But so far, I feel like this one is just working out even more cleanly than the whatever was 2 by the 2 size case one did. Yeah, this one might just be the easiest of them, actually. Yeah, because here I have let's see. I need to get some shaded cell in this group here, and the only possibility is that. And then, yeah, okay, that one was very much an easier one. But yeah, the 3 cell, I guess, was the sweet spot, but okay, now we have a couple 1-2 zone puzzles. Shade some blocks of 1 or 2 cells. Number cells cannot be shaded, and every orthogonally connected area of shaded cells contains exactly 1 number. And that indicates the number of single cell blocks this area touches. Shade some blocks of 1 or 2 cells. Number clues cannot be shaded, and every orthogonally connected area of unshaded cells contains exactly 1 clue that indicates the number of single cell blocks it touches. Okay. Alright, let's just get started then. So everywhere where 2 numbers are close to each other, we can put blocks. Since this one's 0, it means that all black areas that touch it must have 2 long. This one can't extend down because it would connect to another number, so we get that. We can get boundaries all over here, which means that since this is 1, this has to be a single block group, which means that this one here must be a 2-block group, and this one here must be a 2-block group. And there we go. This 5 can't connect to the 7, must go on because it doesn't have any single block gaps yet. And you can use that same kind of argument for neither of the 2 and the 3, actually. They could be completely blocked off after this. We can do the same thing with the 0 over here. And let's see. Where else can I? Well, this one has to be cut off, which means I get that cut off there. If this one extended again, then the 2 would only have 1 single block, so the 2 must extend downwards, which tells me this one must be a single block for the 2 to be valid. This 2 here, I have somehow failed somewhere in my logic, actually. Yeah, where did I clearly went wrong somewhere, so I'm actually going to clear everything and start from the top, because I've messed up. So let's just do everything I'm guaranteed. So I'm guaranteed this, guaranteed a boundary there. This 0 can't go any further. Need to have some boundaries here for the 1, so all of this is locked in. That as well. Yeah, that's also guaranteed. I think the issue was down here. I did some weird markings. Let's see, this 2 could theoretically get completely blocked off up here and be fine. For this 1, this actually needs to be 2 cells long, so no, my logic from earlier mostly stands. Okay. This 2, oh, it's for some reason I extended it here, which is not necessarily the case, because I could have a block there. And I think if I extend it over here, it can be shown that that doesn't work, because this one here is a 2 cell. So, yeah, okay. There we go, that was the error I made. Found pretty much only through trial and error, that one. Okay. And the 2 has to, well, can't extend anymore, which means both of these are singles. And this must it be part of the 7? I think it has to be. Maybe not. Maybe I'll leave that one open because it might be the remaining single cell block. 1, 2, 3, 4. If this one connects up here, it's going to hit, let's see, 1, 2, 3 guaranteed. If I move upwards, 4, 5, I would need to close off stuff differently, but I think that's forced. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Okay. And let's do the other puzzle now of this type, and then there will just be one puzzle left. Okay, let's just start with the things I know. Six and the 5 have to extend outwards at least once. Not necessarily the case for the rest of these. Okay. This one here is going to be at least length 2. This 2 here has to move outwards because if it gets blocked off, it's only going to have a maximum of 1. So, let's see. This 3 now is finished, so this one must be too long. This 2 then needs to be cut off somewhere. It could extend further, it could not. Not sure. The 6 must extend outwards, though. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, currently at the 6. This 1 here cannot extend downwards because it already has 1 next to it, and that would be a second one, so it's going to give me all of this. And let's see. Where do I go from here? The 4 currently has 3. If this one extends outwards, then the 4 will have a maximum of 3, so the 4 must go down, and it can't connect here. And let's see, what else do I know? This 1 can't extend upwards because it would hit another one, so we can get that. This part has to connect up here to be connected to a number, which means the 4 now, let's see, has 1, 2, 3, 4, which means this one must extend. And okay. Where do I go now? Well, that can't connect, so I get that, and I get another 2, 1 here because this one already has a single next to it. This 5 currently has 2 guaranteed ones that are 1 long. This 3, let's see. If the 3 is closed off here, then this 1 is going to be next to 3 singles, so this 3 must extend outwards. Yeah, okay. And let's see. If the 1 extends like this, then the 3 could be next to 3 singles, actually, if it's just like this. So that is fine. If the 3 instead extends, then, let's see. It could just be like that. So, yeah, that's also fine. Okay. And, okay, where else do I look then? if... Actually, where do I look now? That's a good question. Okay. There's probably... Yeah, no, there's definitely nothing I was missing there. If the 2 extends over here, is that might not be even be an issue, to be honest. Not sure. Haven't really thought about it. Well, for the 5, if I have something like this, then I get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do this in just a different color scheme. And then I would get this, which this one's guaranteed to be a single, so I get something like this, and get that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I could put in 2 random ones in random spots, I think. If I were to like disconnect the 2 like this, then for the 6 I could do this. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, but it's, yeah, 6, okay. So that would work for the 6. And since that works completely for that side, I'm just going to mark it in because it must be correct then. So, since the 2 sides are completely disconnected, I just have to do the same kind of logic on the other side now. Okay, so I can't have a border here because then the 0 would have to connect to it. Same argument over here. Because, yeah, if it was just this one, it'd be a single border. So, let's see. For this one, I guess I'll connect it over and then I'll do just, yeah, that. Okay, there we go. Got a bit finicky at the end, I guess, where I just didn't want to hammer out every detail when I saw the solution. Let's see, draw a single orthogonal loop for the centers of all cells. For every visit to occlude region, number of turns must be one of the numbers in there. And every single number of turns must happen at least once within the region. So let's just go about it then. Okay. Yeah, I was just checking to make sure that I was forced to have a 1 every time I enter and exit. For the zeros, they're always going to be straight lines. Let's see. This 4 here, I need to turn on every single square, so I get that. And let's see. For this 2, I'm going to need to turn a second time. If I turn like this, then I'm forced into that shape, which doesn't work, so I must do a vertical turn. Okay. So for this 4 here, since I need to have one side entering horizontally and one side moving vertically, and I can't go vertically up because that's already a corner, I must have a vertical here, which means I must also have no, that second one isn't necessarily true. But I'm guaranteed to have that, and I can't extend downwards out of it, so the 0 must be a straight line like that. Okay. Let's see. For this 1, 2, I need to have a 1 and a 2. The 1 has to be on a corner, obviously, but it can't actually, maybe? No, it can't extend through the rest of the cells, I don't think. Or at least I don't think anymore it could. There might have been potential earlier. I also just realized I missed this corner, which probably have made this a lot easier to see. Let's see now. Okay, so this one has to turn twice, and yeah, that's a corner. Okay, there we go. The convoluted nonsense I was about to try and work was not necessary, thank goodness. This one can't turn here because that would be 2 turns. It can't connect here because that would be straight, so it must turn like this, which means they all turn like this. And, okay. One of these has 0 turns, one of these has 4 turns, and one of these has 1 turn. So this one can't connect upwards because then it would be 2 turns. Can go straight again. This one can't connect here or here, so this actually is just a straight path here. I can't have another straight path, so this one must turn at least once. This one turns. That's 1, 2, then 3, 4 here. Just to make sure I actually get the 4-turn one in there, it has to be there, and the 1 turn was here. So, let's see. I can't turn here because that would be a single turn, and then I'd exit. So I must turn at least here, and that's a 3-turn one, so this one must be a 2-turn, and there's 1 space left, which, since I don't have a 1 or 0 turn, means I must turn on that last space. So this one here is 1 turn. Okay. I could connect these two, I think, still. Yeah, they're not forced to be connected elsewhere, but similar logic means I can't do that. And I can keep extending it until this one can freely turn elsewhere, because I can't have a 2-turn system. So this one must turn once now. And then twice, thrice, 4 times. Okay. There we go. Now I'm down to this last area. These 2 lines connect to each other, so I can determine that that's not a connection. This one can't vertically go down without turning. There's a 2-turn connection. Here, I think this one has to be the 3, and there's another 2. Perfect. Alright, hope y'all enjoyed. Definitely longer than I expected, but yeah, with that being said, see y'all next time I see y'all.